That's what you call fans, Jesse. Good evening, everyone. As President Trump threatens massive tariffs on alcohol from the EU, consumers are loading up on booze. In a related story, guess who just rented a tractor trailer? According to Trump, Hunter Biden had 18 Secret Service agents paid for by U.S. taxpayers, all for his protection. Well, who knew you needed 18 Secret Service agents to put on a condom? The U.S. postal worker funded a lavish lifestyle at strip clubs by stealing $1.6 million in checks from the mail. He first aroused suspicion when he tipped a stripper by stuffing a Pottery Barn catalog into her G-string. CBS News is now complaining that those Venezuelan gang members were deported under the Alien Enemies Act, even though it's, quote, a centuries-old law. What's wrong with centuries old? Asked one woman. Don Lemon said he was sexually harassed by a female coworker at CNN who even tweets his nipples. I believe we have a picture of the harasser. Doesn't fool me. According to new reports, the Mexican cartels are smuggling drugs into the U.S. inside cattle. I don't know about you, but I feel bad for the guy who actually has to put the drugs inside those cows.
Stupid.
29% of Americans view Democrats in a favorable light. 54% view them in an unfavorable light, and 100% prefer to view Rashida Tlaib in no light. The convicted fentanyl dealer was seen crying as she was nabbed by ICE. She was especially upset when she found out that ICE wasn't followed by the word cream.
Girl, so stupid.
Because she's bad. And finally, in Germany, a parade of nearly 900 dachshunds set a new world record. Guinness Book said they hadn't seen that many wieners in one place since Don Lemon's bachelor party.
He's killing it.
Okay, so it's the start. We're going to talk about the space, the wonderful space achievement later in the show. Now let's do a monologue. Excuse me. It's official, the Democratic Party's popularity is deeper in the toilet than a bulimic's breakfast. They haven't been this despised since they forced brown people from other countries to do their labor, which they still do, except now they call them landscapers. According to a new CNN poll, and this is CNN, mind you, the Democrat Party's favorability among the American public is 29%. 29%. That's...
I have to pause this. Yo, after a while, we're not going to have another party. It's just going to be a one-party system. Dude, I'm like, long as it's based under Christianity or religion, well, Christianity, which is always been in America from the beginning, I'm fine with it. Democrats are eating themselves up. They still don't know the many things that they did wrong, or the ideologies that they follow, why people just weren't going to get down with it. It's just unbelievable how sick and stuck they are. It's like they're on pause. Anyway, I'll continue. I love watching Gutfield. I think I'll watch it more often and post it.
Shocking. But even more shocking, CNN can still afford a pollster. Even among Dems and independents, Their favorable view of Democrats right now is down 9% since January, which is a pretty mild drop, given the Dems are for absolutely nothing good while defending everything bad. So all they can do is cry, scream, sing, and smear people.
Pausing it again. It's so true. Dems are against everything that is natural and moral. For freak's sake, you don't even have to be religious to have moral standing. I mean, you can be spiritual, but I mean, it's just, they have nothing to base their, I'll say, emotions off of, because they don't think off of logic. I've talked to many. Now, many have split with talking to me, because they chose to talk about religion or politics, in which I don't like to do at all. I like to just talk about it on my channel. I seriously don't like to talk about it outside of that. My channel is just a place to vent, and I get it out, and that's it. But once you cannot cohabitate and agree to disagree, well, it just shouldn't be even talked about at all. But once you get emotional and start saying things that are not even factual, but just, I get it, it's based off experience, but you're making that whole experience all of America, which is, I'm gonna segue and tie it into, I guess, what I wanted to say all along. They cannot, they meaning, I guess, you're not independent. If you are independent, you're not acting like it. You turn into a different person. I mean, this is somebody that I've known for at least a year and a half, business wise and acquaintanceship and, you know, character wise. You start saying things, generalizing and coming up with these crazy ideas. No, I'm not talking about DEI. That is a crazy idea also. But we were talking about giving money to homeless people and stuff like that. I've been down and out, up and down in my music career. Doesn't matter whether I had a Nissan and I have a Mercedes now. Doesn't matter. I still ride a train, and regardless, I just don't give anymore. But when I did, I was telling him it didn't matter if the person was this color or that color. They still sometimes reacted in a negative light. Some didn't, but some did. And when they did, my point was, it didn't matter what color they were. They still acted like I didn't give enough. The point is, I just made this simple example to this person that I thought I knew for a while, that being ungrateful and being grateful can live in anybody. It doesn't matter. I've never had to talk about what makes you you until I came to the DMV area. I mean, I really never had to have done this. Until he just brought it down to, whoa, black people are more this ungrateful and ratchet and stuff like that on the street, or just this person and white person or this and that. I said, well, if that's the case, if you're coming to that conclusion, if you want to talk about data and all that stuff, he didn't say that, but I'm just saying, people that want to say that, I don't give a F about data. Evil, good, ungrateful, grateful, violent, non-violent, that lives in any being, if they so choose to possess it at that moment or for a long period of time. That's just what I experienced. I'm not saying his experience is not true, but at the same time, to generalize America and keep comparing it to Europe, but if you like Europe so bad, and Europe is so much better and it's less segregated, and because you had these experiences, I was telling him that traveling, I'm sorry to keep this on pause so long. I need to just make this a separate video. But traveling so long within the United States, being an independent artist, nothing big, but just being an independent artist, going to redneck clubs, going anywhere, hole in the walls, nice spots, not so nice spots, just being how I am, goth and whatever. I ran into all types of people, but at the end of the day, I was still respected. And that 1%, whatever you want to say, because I don't believe it's a large percent. You're magnifying it in your mind, and then you're already biased because you don't. Yes, this is what I've sat and heard without interjecting. You already don't like this current president. So you're already biased. So you're thinking all of America is racist. And then the experiences you had, and said, well, if that's the case, I could just not like anybody, or I can just not like half of my family or what's in my blood. That would mean I don't like myself. Sub-Saharan African, Caribbean, Irish. I mean, that all of that makes me what I am, regardless of the conclusion of what I look like right now. That could just make me hate myself. That's ridiculous. So you're going to have what I was trying to explain to him, which did not go through to his brain. It's very strange because hanging out with him recently, a switch done changed. You got brainwashed, you got the woke, or you got whatever it was. Because liberals are just, if you, I hate using that word racist, but wow, he's actually racist. You're saying all colored people think like this and this and that. It just seems to be like, no, I'm looking at him like, so, okay. You're stuck, you're done, you're contaminated, have a good night. It's just ignorant. It's not about not believing in your experience, but to generalize all of America, it's really ignorant, because I can do that with you as a French person. I can do that with you because you're from Europe. I can do that with my Russian friend. I mean, I can do that. I don't. I make sure you are you. You're an individual. What are we all, clone? That just makes you racist. I mean, I don't know. Everybody has to throw these words around. Hitler, communist, racist. They don't even know what the hell that really means. No. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's really racist. And it's just sad. I've had my experiences. But all these people are not the same. So I'm going to equate them and make them, as much as you want to do it, it's not possible. It doesn't make sense. If we're all glued together, like all of us, billions of people, we're all stuck together. It's just the most retarded thing. I had never grew up worrying about color. It's not only because my family's mixed up by blood, my parents, it's just retarded. I'll resume. It's weird. It's weird to worry about. I mean, just totally generalize. I mean, it was more offensive than what I'm saying, but I just said, don't worry, I don't have to talk to you anymore, and I'm surprised at your thought of mine. And then I also ended saying, if you don't like it that much in America and you think it's fully racist, regardless of my experiences, the good that outweighs the bad, and Europe is so good, I mean, it's just trash in America, well, just go back. He can afford to go back, so just go back. Respectfully, just go back. And if you think homeless colored people act more ungrateful when given money than white people, that's like saying it's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And a certain type of energy or behavior or whatever is that type of particular behavior. Yeah, you can trace it down to, oh, this person was raised this way, that person was raised that way. Okay, well, I had two parents. They eventually divorced. I still have two parents in my life. We're all educated. I mean, what do you have to say? Oh, it's an exception. No, what the issue is by you even saying is an exception It's doubting the intelligence of that particular race, which I guess makes you racist. I don't know. I've never even have to sit and think about this topic, but you're the one with the problem, trying to create an inferiority complex. I'm gonna resume, but it's just totally disgusting. Totally disgusting.
Frankly, I am so tired of the way they use the N-word. What? Not see this, not see that.
That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, that's fine. Nazi on signs, Nazi spray painted on businesses. If they keep normalizing that horrible word, people are going to start greeting each other on the street with, "What up, my Nazi?" Nothing.
As well, they're using it so loosely, like it's something. It's terrible to be using, but.
And yet, the majority of Democrats say their congressmen should oppose Trump no matter what, even if it keeps them from getting the things they claim they want. I think that's called cutting off your nose to spite your face.
I love gut feel.
What Pelosi's plastic surgeon calls the number 6. No wonder they're less popular than Leah Thomas at a gynecologist. Let's run through their greatest hits.
Stop calling him Leah. Stop it. With all due respect, let's stop perpetuating and enabling this sick ideology. Goodness, Gutfield, please stop. But I guess I don't know, maybe TV or they'll do something, but it just needs to stop. It just needs to stop. It's not about hate. It just needs to stop. It's not reality. It's not real.
They defended dudes in girls' locker rooms. They defended the brainwashing and butchery of kids. They condemned the deportation of rapists and thugs from other countries. They condemned the ending of government waste, fraud, and abuse. That's just 4 things off the top of my head, and you wonder why the Democrats aren't more popular? Compare that to the sickening things Trump has done in the last month. Close the border, that's terrible. Deporting rapists and thugs, awful. Rescuing astronauts, repulsive. Creating a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine, fascist. Getting hostages back from Hamas, appalling. Truly, this guy sucks.
Garfield is hilarious.
If you're the bad guy. Now, disagreement is normal among opposing parties, but the Dems only complain about the things Trump might do. Well, Trump...
They're eating each other up. I hate to keep pausing this, but they're eating each other up. Let them keep doing it. They have nothing to run off of. Heck, as far as I'm concerned, when you really think about Trump's political campaign, he was for the working class. He took the Democrats. What the Democrats were not doing, he took from them. Because all the Democrats care about is pocketing their own money and saying they're gonna like fix and change stuff, and they never freaking do. And what I was just talking about, race, color, everything, like everything revolves around that. We're all a freaking, what do you call it? That stupid word, I can't remember. We're all Clone Wars if we're the same color. We're not even individuals. We don't have our different experiences. It's freaking amazing. In a sad way. Let them keep losing. And I'm happy to have a one-party system long as Christianity stays where it's supposed to have stayed, because that's what was in America. It's rooted in America. Long as Christianity stays. And logic and not emotion. When there is no belief or even a higher being of spirituality, that is the true main God. We're not talking about these false, fake pedophilia, terroristic gods like the Muslim gods and all this crazy stuff. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the one and true God. See, you tried to remove that in the Biden administration and even prior, my mistake. That's when ish hit the fan. Period. You can't try to be a moral compass when you have no moral following at all. That's the issue with the liberals and the Democrats. Up is down and down is up.
The rest of us point out what the Dems have already done. Dems call Trump a threat to democracy. Great, fine. But where is this magical threat to democracy that you speak of? Meanwhile, everything the Dems do is seen by every single American. The murders and rapes by illegal thugs, sanctuary cities turning hotels into criminal clubhouses, the Hamas support on campuses, the no-cash bail that heightened criminal recidivism, mass looting in stores after the ending of government waste, fraud, and abuse. That's just 4 things off the top of my head, and you wonder why the Democrats aren't more popular? Compare that to the sickening things Trump has done in the last month. Close the border, that's terrible. Deporting rapists and thugs, awful. Rescuing astronauts, repulsive. Creating a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine, fascist. Getting hostages back from Hamas, appalling. Truly, this
Garfield is hilarious, I swear.
guy sucks.